is Francesco Coppola. Francesco is a channel systems engineer at Palo Alto Networks, and he is going to talk to us about onboarding cyber. Francesco, I don't know if you are there. Hi, Francesco.
Thank you.
Francesco, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Kalimera, Seolus, and good morning, everyone. So I'm Francesco Coppola. I'm the channel system engineer at Palo Alto Networks. And today, in this presentation, I'm going to show you briefly a use case that we managed with our valued partner for Greece and Cyprus, which is Pylones Hellas. So let's go straight to the point because we have a short amount of time. The challenges of the customer was different. They are having more and more connected devices on the vessels. And all of these devices need to communicate with each other or somewhere else outside the vessel. And as you can imagine, on a vessel, the bandwidth is pressure, but at the same time, the bandwidth is poor. Moreover, every vessel has a secondary satellite line, which is costly. And one of the customer is using an application that require internet connectivity like Office 365, video conferencing applications, file sharing, personal application like WhatsApp, and all the social networking application you all well know. And finally, the customer was concerned about cybersecurity. He needs more control and visibility into the network connections and also the endpoint. Keep in mind that in a vessel, there is a lack of skills in terms of cybersecurity, and the customer would need someone that will manage the infrastructure efficiently and fast. So, okay, it depends on the role of the device, but generally speaking, we can see that more or less every connected device is important, and some of them are crucial, like the engine control room, for instance, which is marked as an high consequence device with the red triangle. You can see it in the slide. Many of the devices are more vulnerable than others, like the fleet management system or the engine control room. But as you can see, the engine control room, of course, is more critical. So we have to prioritize what came first in terms of consequence and vulnerability. So at the end, on a vessel, we have users with mobile devices and laptops. We have a data center. We have an IoT infrastructure that wants to connect to the HQ, wants to connect to the internet, to the SaaS, and we want to secure all their connections and prioritize what's most important. So how can we do that? First, with our next generation firewall installed on a vessel's core network, we can granularly have visibility and control of every applications. We can prioritize traffic based on application, based on user, based on time, and much more. And at the same time, we can inspect all the traffic, searching for known and mostly unknown threats, because we are the only machine learn powered next generation firewall where we can protect against vulnerabilities, we can protect the web traffic with the most advanced URL filtering technology and DNS security. And finally, we can protect all the IoT infrastructure, leveraging the only next generation firewall. Think about that, because just by enabling the IoT functionality on the firewall itself, we can have IoT asset discovery, IoT risk management, and IoT threat protection against attacks, specifically on the IoT assets. Every firewall can be deployed into many form factors. Actually, it can be installed as a physical firewall or a virtual firewall with the same functionalities. But most importantly, they all can be centrally managed by a virtual appliance, making eventually the local IT team work easier. But what about protection on the endpoints? So you all know that antivirus are dangerous for the bandwidth, and moreover, some EDR solutions need to be always connected. And at the end, with our Cortex XDR agent, we can secure, and at the same time we can save the bandwidth, even if the endpoint have no internet connection at all. The Cortex XDR agent is a lightweight agent with the lowest footprint, and it can protect against ransomware, exploitations, unknown malware, and targeted attacks. And there is no need to be worried about bandwidth consumption because the size of the updates are very small. And also, when a single agent is updated, it can share content updates with all the rest of the local agents without consuming internet connection. And finally, the Cloud Managed Console allows choosing our partner for managing their security infrastructure, of course, remotely. So again, security first and cost saving. To sum up, with our next generation firewall and our advanced endpoint security, we are able to give the customer security completeness on every vessel, giving them visibility and control over the network and endpoints. We protect the vessel against the targeted attacks, and at the same time, we preserve the bandwidth. Actually, we made the crew life easier because of the simplest remote management system. And I would say that all that, it wouldn't have been possible without the support of our partner, Pylones. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here with me, and have a nice day.
Thank you, Francesco, for your presentation. And just a quick question: How do you ensure the authentication of the staff that connects to critical devices, to critical systems?
Yeah, all the firewalls have a user ID feature, which is an advanced user ID that can integrate with the local Active Directory or the remote Active Directory, which is efficient method to identify quickly every user. So again, apply a zero trust methodology in this kind of environment.
Okay, thank you very much, Francesco. Grazie.